Hey guys, welcome back to Lucid Dreams, Servicing the Higher Minds. If you missed my last video, you can check it on Rumble. I was so disappointed when I found out that they removed it. However, I guess I didn't watch the way I worded things carefully enough. I got a strike and a week banned off YouTube. Before that happened though, I want to thank you. I had a sub message me on my comment on another video, let me know that it was gone before I even knew it was gone. He asked me to put it on Rumble, so that was great. Thanks for the heads up on that, seriously. Like, I have been so spiritually awake. I don't even know how to put this into words. Usually I don't even do a video midweek, but I'm doing a video so that way it's ready for you guys at least Sunday, hopefully. Let me tell you how this started. I was channeling my thoughts. I was really in tune with myself and with everything around me. And I am doing some personal work as far as God's work, actually. I'm doing some writings and things like this, and I have this goal in mind that I'm not gonna reveal quite yet. But I really have to find myself and channel. And that's what I did. I was just trying to find a quiet place just to answer my own questions. And this writing came from that. Now, I wasn't even going to put this in a video. The thing is I was driving home from work today so spiritually in tune and awake and just feeling God everywhere in me, and everywhere I look is so amazing that I really feel like now is the time to do this. I like I said, wasn't going to do it, but you know, I asked God, and you know, the purpose is to get His word out, and you know, this is the deal. So I began writing, and I have this right here, this notebook, and I'm not going to read everything that has been written. This is in regards to my personal work and what I'm working on. But, you know, you have to, if you're writing something for God or to teach God's word, you have to go within yourself and pray and make sure that you're speaking in God's way, and that's where this landed. Now, this is pretty deep. I don't expect you guys to understand this. This is for a higher mind person. This is somebody even that is a higher mind has to stop and dissect it. And even for me, I'm looking at this, and it's going to take me a long time to really get my brain and human body to understand this writing. It's something beyond me. And so I started writing, and this is the questions that I asked myself before I knew God was speaking the answers. This is something I just asked myself. So I'm being raw and real right now, and this exploration of self and trying to grow and do God's purpose and what God expects of me. This is what landed this writing. So I'm just gonna break it down. You know, just make it. This is what it is. So I asked myself, okay. Are we living in a memory? Because that's why I experience an astral travel, and I'm not getting into all that right now, but I asked myself, what exactly is a memory? Now, this is flowing. Everything I wrote here was written within 5 to 10 minutes. I was writing so fast that I can't even hardly read my own writing. So, what is a memory? A sequence of stored events stored in a database, a mind, a cloud, the heavens. Now, as you can see already, this is going to be deep for all of us. It's important, and I know it's important. I just need you to listen and hear me out here, and you'll get what I'm saying, okay? I put, who is responsible for your memories? And the answer was a action, a feeling, an event. Can you alter time and memories? Yes, if you are aware in your memory. Okay, let that sink in for a minute. Now, another thing is this is stuff that I already know. This is stuff I already know from astral traveling, and I'm pretty much dissecting my own experiences and trying to figure out exactly what this is, this system, this matrix, this everything, this shedding of realities. I'm breaking it down so that I can actually, I want to break it down to the substance of it because I would like to explain it more and do some more writing in this regards. And so I asked myself how. So the last question I said is, can you alter time and memories? Yes, if you are aware in your memory. So right now would be a memory, and we're just aware of it, okay? When we become aware of it, we understand that we can alter it. I said how, and then the answer was, you realize a memory is a thought. It's not the present. You can filter, remove, rewrite, revamp, and permanently alter a thought. Now, keep on listening to this, because this turns into God, okay? This is just me speaking to me, trying to filter my own minds and thoughts, my own experiences and travel, my own gift. You know, this is breaking down the raw material here. here soon, I started hearing the voice of God. I've heard it one time, and I know I astral travel. In astral travel, you hear through thoughts. You know, you hear. When you're in person with Jesus, you hear everything, you know, through the mind. There's no movement of the lip. There's no verbal speaking. So when I see Jesus, he appears like a man, only ginormous, definitely more powerful than any person or being. Behind him is the light, and it's like the intelligence in the light is actually illuminating from Jesus. So these two are combined as one. And they have the same central operating system, the same thoughts. And when we go to heaven, we become a part of that as well. Not saying that we are God, not saying that we are as strong as or powerful as him. I'm just saying we are a spark off of him. Okay, like a fire pit blows sparks. You put the sparks back in the fire, then you have that fire which is gaining glorious. It's illuminating, you know. So like I said, this is going to be deep. I'm speaking of a higher mind right now. I'm going to keep flowing this, but so I'm going to go back to this. All right, when I said, can you alter time and memories? The answer is yes, if you're aware you're in a memory. How? You recognize a memory as a thought. It's not the present. You can filter, remove, rewrite, revamp, alter, and permanently alter a thought. Does this erase existence? Only if you program it to. Boom, that just gave me chills, even after it gave me chills last night when I wrote it myself. Okay, I was like, whoa. All right, what about God, question mark? He gave us the power to find self. How? After layers of reality have been removed. Alright, so I'm going to skip through this because this gets into my actual work, and that's to come. But, let's see. So I said, what are thoughts? This is going to get deep. Buckle up. I might really have to rewind a couple times, and as a matter of fact, I'm going to have to dissect this myself. Here we go. What are thoughts? They are memories. Can they be altered? Yes. By who? You and whoever you believe. Okay, this is still me, knowing that I've been to heaven and knowing there's no thoughts in heaven, only feeling. I'm still talking here. I said, in heaven is there thoughts? No, only feeling. Is there sadness? No. Are there words? Only unspoken. This is where I know where my own thoughts and my own answers, you know, when you're doing a math problem, you know, you guys know your own thoughts, and you know, this is when a voice, a very powerful voice, intervened and started answering the questions. So when I said, are there words only unspoken, things started changing, and I realized that I was channeling through God. And don't get me wrong, but I'm sorry to question God. However, with my gift, I have to question that. So you'll find in here that sometimes I'm asking questions like, who are you? I want to make sure who I'm speaking to. You know, those type of things, because I'm not in astral travel and I can't see exactly how I would see, you know, in astral form or in soul form. And so here we go. You can take your own ideas from this, but so are there words in heaven only unspoken? Why? Because thoughts are only a memory. A memory is just a thought. This is him, not me. I'm going to skip some of this. I said, what is time? Time is stored memories. What are memories? Just a thought. He said, refer to Genesis in the Bible, which I've read Genesis, but he's asked me to reread it, which I will do. And this is him. This is not me. You'll find me asking many questions deep in nature, and I'm flowing with him. So this is what I said. But God says how it will end. The answer is that's because we're living his story. I said, what about mine? Which his story makes me think of history. You know, it's the way to the wording. You know, he should have said, that's because you're living my story, but instead it was his story, like history. I said, what about mine? I said, who am I? He said, you're a part of God. I said, then why am I here? Because God was here too. I said, why am I not with God? Because God didn't erase you from his memories. Why didn't he? Because he wants you to remember where you originated from. I said, why? He said, so he can fly. Sorry. I said, why? He said, so he can fix his mistakes. I said, God has mistakes? He said, like you, me, Adam, and Eve. At this point, I'm questioning who I'm speaking with. I'm not understanding that it's God. It doesn't make sense. I'm thinking it's a lower level, a false God. I'm thinking it's who knows. But if you keep on listening, things will still continue to change. You'll understand, and you'll know by the word. Even if you don't understand what I'm saying, you'll understand the truth is truth, and it's within you. And this will resonate. I said, and the whole thing is, you know, when I said God has mistakes, this is so surprising, and the fact that I'm a Christian and I look at God perfect and, you know, in an image of perfection. And so that's why I got deep in the subject. And so I said God has mistakes, and he was saying, yeah, like us all, like Adam and Eve. I said, what are mistakes? At this point, I'm wanting to define the word mistake. He said, unwanted results. So that just totally gave me a new perception. Unwanted results. A mistake is just an unwanted result of your own action, okay? I said, from what and why? Thoughts led astray. I said, can time be erased? He said, only if you think it into existence. I said, why hasn't God thanked it into existence then? He said, 3 things remain: faith, hope, and love. I said, can we reunite as one? He said, yes. I said, when? He said, when we love ourselves. The memories remain to keep you alive. Sorry. He don't alter his memories, he alters existence. So that was my summary of that when I was, you know, writing. So when we love ourselves. All right, so let me go to the next page. This is deep. This is deep. I asked him, would you remove your memories? He said, some and not all. I said, why? He said, because some broke me. I said, why do you keep them there? Because I don't want to let go of loved ones I lost. I said, what about the other memories? He said, I don't want to relive them. They no longer serve me. I've separated from hurtful memories. I don't let them in my space. I said, are you still there? He said, yes, just very distant. I said, are they still there? He said, yes, very distant. I said, how do you overcome? He said, I forgive. I said, but you don't forget. He said, no, I just choose not to relive it. I said, by living in the here and now? He said, yes. Whew. Yeah, I was skipping some of my writing. I said, why don't you permanently erase files in your memory storage? He said, because I would be stripped from time and existence. I said, so you choose to live an experience? He said, yes. This is crazy. I said, what is the solution to the matrix? He said, control it. I've never had anything come to me like this, you guys. This is just incredible, and I'm so blessed, and I'm so thankful. All thanks goes to the Most High God, I tell you. And this isn't just for me, it's for you guys, you know. This ain't just about my writing. It's to teach everything. It's to teach this way. It's to teach through writing. It's to teach through visual. It's to teach through everything, you know. Hopefully people are with me, follow me this far. You guys are definitely awoke, and this is for the higher mind, so I'm going to continue. I said, what is the solution to the matrix? He said, control it. I said, how? He said, manifest desired outcomes. I said, once you're there, what do you do? He said, you feel in a way that you don't care what your name is, where you've been. It no longer serves you. You just become. You become. I said, why haven't you became? He said, because you're still in my memories. I said, why don't you remove it? Because I erase you. What happens then? I'm alone without identity. So what your memories do is define you? He said, only the ones I let in. I said, how long before you rid of your negative memories? He said, until the world ends. I said, when? He said, time will tell. I said, what's time? He said, memories. I said, will you reveal your memories? He said, yes. I'm going to wait for this car to pass. I said, will you reveal your memories? He said, yes. I said, when? He said, now. I said, how old are you? He said, what is age? I said, are you God? He said, not just one. I said, who is Jesus? He said, myself and I. I said, what do you need of me? He said, forsaken by will and truth. I said, how can I help you? Deliver my message? I said, what happens to the memories that doesn't get rewrote? He said, they fall away. They drown. I said, will they know it? He said, truth always prevails. I said, where do they go? He said, a bottomless, unrecovering pit. I said, can they resurface? Only for a little while. I said, then what? They crumble? Are you sad? Not really. He said the future is rewritten. I said, there is a next future, question mark. He said, it's been written. I said, are you there? He said, it's still a story. I said, when are you going? He said, when you find me. Man, I just got goosebumps. I said, will I be there too? He said, of course. I said, no time or thought? He said, is this a question? I said, do we keep our own identity? He said, what is identity? He asked me a question. I said, it's a definition that defines you from me. He didn't answer. I said, are we the same? He said, yes. He said, it's always been you looking back at you. I said, why so many versions? This is talking deep stuff that's from astral traveling in my gift. I asked him, why so many versions? He said, why so many thoughts? I said, how did you get here? And this is as a Christian, I don't want to even say this, but you know what? It's channeling through God, so. I said, how did you get here? He said, atomic bomb. I dissected that word. A bomb means informal, defined, move very quickly. Atomic is the structure, the smallest atom, etc. Google atomic bomb, and you're actually going to get a very unique definition for atomic bomb. I said, from who? He said, earth. I said, how? He said, force. I said, I thought you created the forces. He said, I did. I said, you manifested yourself? He said, yes. I said, how? He said, a thought. I said, what is a thought? He said, the very fabric of existence. I said, then what is a feeling? He said, to be alive. I said, are we alive? He said, no. I said, then how are we living? He said, you're not. I said, how am I here? He said, my memories that have not been erased. I said, why? He said, because I love and forgave. Man. I don't know if you guys can see that. You see those goosebumps? This ain't no joke. It's amazing, actually. It's absolutely amazing. All thanks goes to God for this. I said, I'm not gonna reveal that one. That's a personal question I had in regards to my current work. I did say, how can I reach people? He said, my message. I said, how will I teach people? He said, my words. I said, how do I give you the credit, Father? He said, you be. I said, be how? He said, be natural. I said, how many dimensions of time is there? He said, many pathways. I said, to where? He said, neurolinks. I said, how to access? He said, intelligence. Now, this isn't what you think as far as AI. Now, I could be wrong. I'm giving you exact answers he gave me, but the thing is God isn't speaking about artificial intelligence. He's speaking of being real. If you Google the word neurolinks, you're going to get Elon Musk come up a lot. That's not what I'm talking about here. I mean, that's not what I think God's talking about. If you dissect the word neuro and then you dissect the word links, you have a different perception of what that meaning is. Because he's not talking about some chip in the mind. The beast mimics God. So if you look at it in truth, you have to know that there's a mimic of the devil working against him. And I'm not saying anything in regards to neurolinks. I don't have any knowledge of that. And just for a disclaimer on this, I'm not trying to speak in regards to the neurolinks in which one would think. I'm speaking of neuro, which means nerves, and links, that is a connection. I'll put the definition up here. This is just in regards to breaking down a word's meaning, that's all. For, learning and instructional purposes only. And I'm sorry, I have to stop this flow for that. That's pretty pathetic. Alright, how to access intelligence. So you got AI intelligence, and you also have raw truth, which is also intelligence. I said, are we in jeopardy? He said, absolutely. I said, from who? He said, from you. That means from us all. I said, how? He said, the fallen. I said, how am I you and fallen too? He said, I never forsaked you. Fix you for me, make the world a better place, and reunite. This ain't just me. This means you. This means everyone. I said, when will my memories end? He said, when time ends. I said, when will time end? He said, when I say it. I said, you speak? Question mark. He said, yes. I said, if you speak and live by feeling, how do you communicate? He said, I don't. It's through you. Which, meaning all of us. He speaks through us. We have to hear him, and that's how we speak him into existence. I said, how do we undo what? I said, how do we undo what has became? He said, we recreate. I said, recreate what? He said, time. And I said, time? He said, yes, time is memories. I said, recreate our story? He said, yes. I said, when? He said, now. I said, can we all do this? He said, only with will. I said, why is this a big circle? It's like everything is like going back to one. Like, he pretty much knows my question. When I said, why is this a big circle? And he knows my thoughts. He knows what I mean by that. And what I meant by that was like, why is this just a never-ending circle? Like, my thoughts are my reality, and my reality, you know, it's just like all these questions go back to itself. Everything always goes back to itself, and that's the answer altogether. I mean, I'm talking deep, so I hope you can hear me. But he tells me everything is there. There is no start and there's no end. He said only movement in a direction perpendicular to faith. I don't know what perpendicular even means. I'm sure some kind of a line. I said, what is faith? He said, things hoped for that's unseen. I said, what are the heavenly realms? He said, dimensions of time. I said, of memories? He said, of faith. I said, so faith is time? He said, in time there is faith. I said, how can I convey this for my understanding? He said, you have already. I said, how for their understanding? He said, they are you. I said, so we all will understand? He said, in time. I said, a memory? He said, in faith. I said, when will this work be completed? In regards to my particular work that he's asking me to do. He said, in time. I said, what year will the world end? He said, which world? I said, any of them. He said, all of them? I said, sure. He said, in a second. I said, when is a second? He said, it's in the now. I said, so is that already ended? He said, perception is your key to enlightenment. I said, perception? He said, of time and space. I said, it don't exist, does it? He said, depends on your perception of reality. I said, what is reality? He said, layers of time and events. I said, so are you rising me from the dead? He said, one day. I said, define day. He said, light, good. I said, things seem to riddle. He said, yeah, existence. I said, what is the known answer to life? He said, become who you are meant to be. I said, how many times have I been here? He said, many thousands. I said, so if I am them and they are me and we are you, now what? He said, we wait patiently. I said, for what? Am I coming to collect my perception of events? I said, what about the ones that you leave behind? They create on their own. I said, is that the beasts? He said, if that's what you call them. I said, what do you call them? He said, the lost, the forgotten, the stolen, the underdetermined. Guys, I'll leave you with that. I'm not going to dissect this. You find your own perception of what you want to out of it. This is the most powerful writing I've ever wrote. And it wasn't my words, it wasn't of me, and it wasn't my doing, it was God. And this is just amazing. Absolutely amazing. I have not dissected this like I wanted to quite yet. It's going to take time. But I have some definitions for which I looked up due to this writing, okay? Okay, so I looked up some definitions. Not all. I have not dissected this whatsoever. I'm only going on mental, what I know from in here. But I'm going to continue to review this. Atomic bomb. Atomic bomb, a bomb which derives its destructive power from the rapid release of nuclear energy by fission. Sorry, I'm not very good at reading, I guess. Of heavy atomic nuclei, causing damage through heat, blast, and radioactivity. Forsaken, to abandon or desert, a journey into forgiven and forsaken places. Neuro, relating to nerves or the nervous system. Link, a relation between two things or situations, especially where one thing affects the other, a ring or loop in a chain. Doing this to cite my sources. Intelligence, the ability to acquire and apply knowledge and skills, the collection of information of military or political value. You gotta hear this. Pathway, a route formed by a chain of nerve cells along which impulses of a particular kind usually travel. Perpendicular, an angle of 90 to a given line, plane, or surface. I tell you, I really don't know what that is. If it's an up and down line, straight up, or right and left, but it says a straight line at an angle of 90 degrees to a given line, plane, or surface. Faith, complete trust or confidence in someone or something. Strong belief in God or in the doctrines of a religious-based or spiritual apprehensive rather than proof. Define second, constituting number 2 in a sequence, coming after the first in time or order. Second, his second coming, you guys, is what he means. And that's deep. I told you I wasn't going to dissect this whole thing for you, and I'm not. However, these are the things that I wanted to know what they mean. I'm writing things that I don't understand, and these are the things that I didn't understand. And you know, if I'm no better than you, but if I have a hard time understanding certain things, then I feel like I should break them down. And maybe you guys could tell me exactly what you think this all means. But underdetermined, the last thing he said to me was when I asked him about the beast. I asked him about the beast, and he said if that's what you call them. I said okay. So the last thing he said to me was, they're the underdetermined. The fallen is the underdetermined. I call them beast. He doesn't. He calls them underdetermined, fallen, lost, forgotten. So underdetermined, what's that mean? It's account for a theory or phenomenon with less than the amount of evidence needed for proof or certainty. Most cosmological theories are undetermined by their facts. That wasn't God. Who was it? Wasn't Lucifer. That was God. And all thanks and glory goes to God for this, for the ability to speak. The ability to speak on God's behalf is a major blessing to me. And this I'm not making up. I hope this camera is picking up these goosebumps. He's an amazing God. He's a forgiving and loving Father. And somebody in my position that's speaking in such a high rank for someone is hard. I have to really make sure what I say is accurate. So when I come to you with truth. I come to you with the fact that I didn't realize that God was going to end up channeling. I come to you with the fact that I questioned if it was God. I questioned him. He understands my questioning. He understands that I don't know all the answers. He understands that it takes living in life and time and growth and faith and love in order to expand your awareness of perception of time, reality, and space. So if this is just a memory and this is just a thought, then wouldn't it be easy to rewrite your story? Until next time, much love. Hey, my last video is in the comment section. They took it off YouTube. I appreciate you guys letting me know. Check the description box of this video. You'll find a link to Rumble. You can find the video there. Alright, thanks. Much love. Make sure you guys stay tuned for more. Vibe high. Love everyone. Love yourself. Become, rewrite, revamp, control your thoughts. Be you. And no matter what, don't let nobody steal your joy. Servicing the Higher Minds. Stay tuned for another Lucid Dreams. We'll be back next weekend. Love you guys.